Welcome back to Western Montana. Today we are fishing the Bitterroot River. It's about 1 o'clock, October 29th, 2024. About 43 degrees. And the whole emphasis today will be getting into the Baetis hatch, hopefully. I was here yesterday. I had high hopes. There was a minor hatch, but on the day all I caught was one malnourished brown trout, real skinny guy. I'll try and put a photo in. And then I had one other good take, but I didn't get it. And that was it for the day. I pretty much fished dry flies in one section entirely. And there was rising action, but by and large, they had no interest in my offerings. Today's a little cloudier, so hopefully there's a bit more action. I do have my nymph rig and a dry dropper just in case, but at this point in time I'm really trying to fish the dry fly as much as possible because that's going to be over in a few weeks here. Anyhow, I'm going to move upstream there to my spot and we'll get to work. Today we're going to try a little different strategy since there is not a whole lot of rising or surface activity presently. I tied on a purple haze. That's going to be my indicator fly because yesterday I did see some large mahogany mayflies. They're still out. And below it, probably 2.5 feet below it, I've got a lightly weighted Baetis nymph. This is shallow water, so I'm hoping that that distance is appropriate and perhaps I get lucky with the purple haze, but I think it can handle the weight of this little 2mm bead. Time will tell. This stream, if you get one good trout in the day, that's a good outing. This is not a numbers place like streams in Idaho in the summer. These fish are big and they're pretty wily, but at this time of year they're not very aggressive. Oh, there we are. That went after the purple haze. Purple haze it was a pattern born on this river by some guy who owns a fly shop in Darby. I think his last name's Carlson. I don't know his first, but it's a pretty brilliant pattern. It seems to, at least for me, it works everywhere. Floats like a cork. And that purple, trout just love purple for some reason. That was a pretty decent fish too. I'm enjoying this relatively balmy weather. You know, the mid-40s. That's like easy fishing weather. Your hands don't freeze. You don't have to worry about your guides icing up. And you're comfortable. That's not going to last for too much longer, but we'll enjoy it while we can. That was on the new. Probably a whitefish. Yeah, that was a whitey. There are a lot of whitefish in here. In a previous video, I mean, that's all I was catching until I got to this section. It was just one whitefish after another. But they're native, and they're a good indicator of the health of the ecosystem, so we like them. That's probably a whitey, but that was a nice grab. Yeah, it feels like a whitey. All right. All right, now I've got my Baetis, little dry fly. I've relegated the fly I was using last time because it just wasn't floating well enough. So I tied this thing up. It's just very simple. It's basically a sparkle done, except without the deer hair. I substituted the EP trigger point fibers. It's got a thread body and a little superfine dubbing on the thorax, and that's it. Very simple. I used it yesterday. It seemed to float a lot better, and it should be effective. It looks just like a sparkle done. I think something hit the nymph. What is it, a whitey? Yeah, I got whitefish hanging out in there too. I thought that was mainly trout zone. Alright, he got off good. They usually destroy your rig. You get a bunch of tangles. About time. That was a beautiful take. Got 6X on here. Nice. Very good fish. Oh, the coloring is spectacular. Powerful. Man, this thing will not give up. It's actually a cut bow. Look at the size of that. That was just classic. Sipped it. Just a very gentle sip. Belies the size of that fish. I need to tie on a new fly. That's not going to cut it. That's the kind of water this is. You know, you get one fish, that's a good day. But one fish that size, that is a good day. I'll take that any day of the week.